So my proposed flow is to have an app and let the operators input their information and details, scan their vehicle and equipment, at the same time their car details. At the end of refueling activity, once it's complete, is to scan the values, and from there we can collect and gather the images and convert them into text and store it in a SQL server and pull out the data for analysis under Power BI and create some dashboard. So I have decided to use a low code drag and drop interface to design the app using the Microsoft Power App. In this Power App, we can create an app from a blank canvas, or we can choose to have a model driven app or using a web portal. Because of my restrictions and limitations, I can only create a canvas app from blank, and from there we can edit the fields where we want it to be put. Also, next we need to come up with an AI builder. It is also found in Power App under the AI model. Once you have select the images, you can create or an automation to detect the objects and also extract the text from the photos using form recognizer and OCR. Going back, how are we able to come up with that is we need to create a connection and to store it to a SQL database. So to be able to do that, it is also found in Power Apps, wherein once you have created the app, you can go to the data and add a connection. So you can select a data source, just type SQL and you'll find SQL Server, and ideally it will create a connection. You will also have another information here, such as your user ID and your passwords and the server name or the SQL Server name that you have. This is supposed to be given to you by the administration of your IT department. So I've mentioned earlier that we can create some automations, say for example, from creating a form, from telling the app to identify the object. We can do that all in Power Automate, which is also found in the Power Apps under the name or the options flow. So one example here is to create a fuel tracking log wherein we're creating a form and submitting it into table. Of course, we can already select here SQL Server once we have made a connection. Another one is we can just go directly to Power Automate to create a workflow. Say, for example, you want to help the AI to predict what is the description of that model. You can create it directly from Power Automate, and whatever you have created here will be found in your Power App under Flow section. From there, once it is being shared in the SQL, of course, you can download it or you can just insert Power BI to and add up data visualization. Unfortunately, at this point of time, I'm not able to proceed because of the limitations, but this is what I have in mind to create top three dashboards. It will include what type of vehicle consumes the most or the highest fuel, what is the frequency of time wherein the operators are refueling their vehicles, and how often are they being refueled? So my key takeaway is that it will help PTP to track their fuel consumption, reduce their carbon footprints, and increase efficiency. But my recommendation is it would be great if it can be tested using the Power App and the Power Automate that is being currently being used by PTP. I hope that it would be able to test it and they would consider allocating more manpower and support resources in implementing this process so that you can adjust and create some improvement on this automation. That's all from my end. Thank you very much. And I hope that you learned something or you get some insights from my proposal. Thank you very much.